floor is yours.
That's right. We are very proud of Ms. Caitlin Clark from Iowa. She is up to the game, so to speak, around women's sports. So we love Caitlin and the entire team. Right, they've done an amazing job. So, and Lisa Bluter, our great coach too. We want to flag it, all those great women. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for holding this hearing today, and to Mr. Acquayer as well for your comments. And Administrator Criswell, it's great to see you again. Thank you so much for being before us today. Last year, I believe I flagged for you the challenges surrounding building codes for the competitive brick grant process, and kind of how that put states like Iowa kind of on the back burner in terms of being competitive for those grants. So I just wanted to tell you straight off the bat, I appreciate you working with my office and my team on that to help make that process better in terms of eligibility, and removing those building code requirements will enable Iowa to be more competitive for those grants. So I certainly appreciate you working with our team on that. And I know FEMA recently migrated to a new payment system for states and localities, FEMA Go. And while commonality within grant management system, I think, is a good step forward for the agency to better streamline, I just want to make sure that we're prioritizing working through some of the bugs in the system. And there's one specifically from Iowa that I wanted to highlight from 2022. Iowa Homeland Security Emergency Management mistakenly overdrew 40 cents on a grant. So very, very small amount. And normally, they would do an offset on a future draw, for example, to balance out that 40-cent difference, but FEMA Go does not allow for that. And so Iowa had to write a 40-cent check and send it back to FEMA. FEMA cashed the check, but the credit was not made to their account within FEMA Go. So then every quarter since then, they have received an RFI asking about the open project and the payment needed for that 40-cent difference. So
common sense would say that doesn't seem right. So we'll make
absolutely.
Sure
So yeah, what's your plan to address that? I mean, obviously, you think about the administrative overhead to go after 40 cents here on, on an agency level. Are these new bugs? Have you heard about this from any other state or municipality?
I have not heard about that at all. I have, a number of our state directors certainly are not afraid to share with us some of the frustrations that they have, and we continue to work with them as we were rolling this out, and now that it's fully enabled. But this is a new one at that level, and so I'll certainly take a look at that.
Yeah. I offered to bring 40 cents from my tax check
I understand.
to pay it off, but they said they were handling it. So I appreciate you committing to work with our team on that to alleviate user concerns going forward. Another area we talked about, I was going to experience severe weather today, already is right now. Last year we talked about the Next Generation Warning System grant program and what it provides for resilience and security of public broadcasting systems when severe weather strikes. Obviously, that's essential, that communication for saving lives, and helps to make sure that we can get those alerts out. One concern that I've had with that program is delays in deploying grant funding for the Corporation of Public Broadcasting to administer those grants to local stations. And so I think, when you talk about process, if FEMA awarded the grant funding in the first place to establish the program, why should CBP have to, or CPB rather, now have to run every grant through FEMA granting authorities? I think, could there be a better solution there in terms of streamlining that process to make sure that?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I did get an update on this situation here recently, and there are some challenges with how this program is being administered, and so we are working hard right now to figure out the best way to streamline that. Because being able to have the appropriate funding to enable the next generation warning system is really critical to protecting our citizens. So we are aware of the challenges, and we are working on them, and we're happy to provide you an update on where we're at.
I certainly appreciate that, and obviously they know what they're doing and getting those resources out the door. Yes. And I think just streamlining it will help to make sure we can keep people safe as quickly as possible. It's critical to their role in civil defense and public safety. So I think that's all the questions I had for this first round. So, Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back.
Gentleman from Texas is recognized for follow-up.